After the thrilling race in Austria last weekend, we are now heading towards the most anticipated race of the year, the British Grand Prix. Silverstone is one of the tracks where teams bring major upgrade packages and always have some exciting racing to watch. So which teams are bringing the upgrades and how will it change the pecking order of the season? Also, why Toto Wolff got angry at Hamilton. Let's find out. The race in Austria was a blast, and some teams performed severely worse than what is expected of them. To begin with, Mercedes, who got a double podium in Spain and another podium finish in Canada, struggled to keep their pace with Ferrari and Red Bull. Their upgrade packages seem to work only on a certain track which is suited to the W14 car. Hamilton was knocked out in Q1 in Austria and struggled to keep the car within the track limits during the main race, resulting in a 5-second penalty to him. It is rare to see the 7-time world champion complaining about car every minute of the race. Finally, Toto had enough of his blabbering and interrupted the radio with a message stating, "Lewis, the car is bad, we know. Just please drive it." Ouch! Toto seems to be losing his patience now with the Brit. Surely this isn't going to help with the contract negotiations with Hamilton, which has halted once again. Now, with these heated exchanges in the Mercedes garage out of the way, let's focus on the upcoming race in Silverstone and the team's plans for the development of cars. Let's start with the dominant team ever, Red Bull Racing. The Milton Keynes-based team has won all of the races so far in the 2023 season. If we consider 2022 and 2023 both, Red Bull have won 19 of the 20 races so far, with the exception of Brazilian GP, where Russell took Mercedes' last win last season. Apart from that, Verstappen had the record 249 laps lead consecutively, which unfortunately broke when Leclerc took the lead in Austria when the Dutchman pitted. However, Verstappen breezed past every car and won once again in Austria with Leclerc behind him and Perez going from P15 to P3. The RB19 car is a wonder of engineering that Adrian Newey has created, and no other car can even get close to the Red Bulls. The rumors in the paddock is that Red Bull is already focusing on the 2024 car and will bring their last upgrade package to Silverstone. The upgrades will be related to the floor and optimizing the airflow underbody as hinted by Verstappen in an interview. So it will be thrilling to see if Red Bull and Verstappen can keep their form and win another consecutive race. Now let's see what the Brackley-based team has in store for the Silverstone Circuit. As it is their home track, Mercedes will be looking to capitalize on their upgrades, and they are looking to win this race as claimed by team principal Toto Wolff. While the actual upgrades are not yet revealed, it is assumed that they will be introducing new floor upgrades and revised rear suspension setup for the W14. This floor upgrade, in a way, took inspiration from the Red Bull's floor design. Before you go shouting in the comments about Mercedes copying Red Bull, that's not what I meant. What I meant to say is that they are taking inspiration from them and not entirely copying the Milton Keynes-based team. So hold your horses. Regarding the race in Silverstone, Toto Wolff stated, "The team has been hard at work to analyze and draw learnings from our performance," he said. "We have taken the result on the chin and will aim to recapture the momentum we had built up across previous races." With the next upgrades and experiments coming in Silverstone, there are reasons for optimism. Nevertheless, we are not getting ahead of ourselves. We're focused on the job at hand, extracting performance from the car, and we'll see where we stand this weekend. The British Grand Prix is one of the highlights of the season. The atmosphere at Silverstone is unique, and the support from the fans is truly incredible. It's also our local race, with the track just down the road from the factories in Brackley and Brixworth. It's a fast and flowing layout which creates great racing, so hopefully we can perform well and put on a good show. It will be a thrill to watch both British drivers of Mercedes battling with Red Bull if they are able to catch them with these new upgrade packages, or maybe at least fight Aston Martin for podium finishes. Speaking about Aston Martin, they surely had a rough time in Austria as they weren't even in contention for podiums, with Ferrari and Aston Martin being way faster than them. They've been suffering in high-speed turns, I must say. Austria wasn't their best performance, and it's evident they need to improve. But don't worry, they have some great upgrades planned. They'll work on their high-speed cornering flaws with an emphasis on the underfloor and DRS efficiency. Aston Martin is also determined to improve its back end, which has been producing drag concerns. The modifications are intended to improve their performance in high and medium-speed corners, which will be critical for them to compete at Silverstone. Silverstone provides an opportunity to react on a weekend that could not be more of an Aston Martin home race, with their new technical facility located immediately outside the track. However, Barcelona was not their greatest location, and its similarities to Silverstone may not bode well, but can additional knowledge of how the revised vehicle performs help maintain them in contention for the podium come Sunday. Now, let's move on to the Italian team, Ferrari. Best of the rest has been the minimum target for a number of big teams this season, given the advantage held by Red Bull, and heading to Silverstone, Ferrari will be aiming to maintain the position they had in Austria. 12 months ago, the Scuderia won both Austria and Silverstone, Charles Leclerc the former, and Carlos Sainz the latter race. And they remain a serious threat to Red Bull on Saturdays at least. Their own upgrade from Canada was added to last weekend, and ensured Ferrari showed good race pace across both venues, so another strong display at the next Grand Prix will bode well for their chances of winning the fight for second in the Constructors' Championship after an inconsistent start to the season. They just introduced a new front wing and improved their floor and side pods. The rear suspension, however, is the true game-changer they're working on. This has been their Achilles heel, and they believe that improving specific pieces can extract a significant amount of performance. Of course, due to restrictions, they can't modify everything at this point in the season, but expect considerable adjustments to improve their rear-end performance. It might help Ferrari have a great weekend at the British GP. Moving further, McLaren, wow, what a performance by Norris in the Austrian GP. Prior to the Spielberg race, McLaren even struggled to be in the top 10, however, with the latest upgrade package given to Lando Norris, it really showed what the team has planned for the remainder of the season. Although the upgrades were only installed in Norris's car, it clearly showed the pace advantage between the two cars. While Oscar Piastri, driving the old spec car, finished P16 as it used to, Norris somehow managed to fend off the charging Mercedes and Aston Martins to finish P4 in the race. Further changes to the side pods with more depth to the channels and floor edge upgrades being brought to both the McLaren cars. It will surely be thrilling if they can make these upgrades work, as are looking forward to a 5-team battle for the podium between Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and McLaren joining the party. It's funny how a couple of weeks ago Mika Häkkinen said in an interview that McLaren will be challenging Red Bull by the end of the season, and everyone laughed at it, as at that time McLaren even struggled to get into points. But hey, look who's laughing now. With McLaren following the downwash side pod philosophy of Red Bull, surely there is much pace to unlock for the team, and who knows, we might see Norris or Piastri win a race this season. So that's all for today's video. Let's see how the race unfolds in Austria and who can challenge the ever-dominant Max Verstappen and his team. Will the upgrades of Aston Martin and Mercedes work in the Red Bull ring, or will Ferrari sneak in with another podium finish, if not a win? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. See you at the finish line.